Hello everyone, welcome to this prediction video on the Match channel. Today we'll be going over match day 3 of the Asian Cup. Let's get right into it. So Qatar vs China, well there's definitely not an incentive for Qatar to win. I'm sure that they'll rest a lot of their players, maybe even most of them. For China, they haven't scored a goal. Defensively they've been good, despite the fact that they should have had a goal given against Tajikistan. I do think China is Qatar's hardest opponent by a bit. China this is the game that China do need to get a result out of. I think Qatar has a better chance to win, but I'm going to go with a draw, 1-1. Now Tajikistan vs Lebanon, both in a very similar position, although Lebanon have conceded more goals against Qatar. It'll be a close game. 50-50 either way, but I'll say Tajikistan nick a 2-1 win. On to Group B. Well, Australia, they were efficient in making sure they got the 2 wins. Uzbekistan struggled to score and then hit India for a big win. A win would take them top. I'm not sure which way this is going to go. I think Australia are going to stay top. So I've got a draw. It's just a matter which one I go with. I'll say 1-1. And Syria versus India, both teams have to win. Syria have had some encouraging performances, having kept out Uzbekistan and held Australia to 1. Now they've just got to come out. And India, good start against Australia, but hasn't been that good since. I think Syria will win this one. I'll say 2-0. And now let's go to Group C. Iran vs UAE. Iran, good start against Palestine. Slender win against Hong Kong, not ideal at all. Whilst the UAE, it's been okay for them as well. I will still go with an Iran victory though. I'll say 2-0. I don't think we've seen the best of the UAE, and it's hard to see whether they're going to do the same against their best opponent of the group. And Iran, they've got some difference makers in their team, and having only beaten Hong Kong 1-0, I think this is a good motivation to fix themselves before the knockouts. And Hong Kong versus Palestine. Hong Kong have been surprising. This is going to be close. But I'm going to say Palestine win, and I'll say 2-1. And now let's go to Group D. Japan versus Indonesia. Disappointing for Japan to lose that game against Iraq, whilst Indonesia have put themselves in a great position, although they do have to face Japan, which is an unfortunate way to try and stay in the tournament. Japan, despite that setback, they've got many great players. They're going to have most of the ball here. There's just a better fitness with them compared to Indonesia. I will say this will be a 3-0 win. And Iraq versus Vietnam, well, both sides have their fates sealed, so I'm not going to beat around the bush so much of this one. I'll say Iraq win 2-0. And let's go to Group E. South Korea versus Malaysia. Well, South Korea not currently first as things stand. They will need a big win and hope for the score to go their way between Jordan and Bahrain. But they've got a lot of great players. Malaysia, on the one hand, they had a nightmare against Jordan, but yet they pushed Bahrain to a late winner. But then again, South Korea have a lot of good players. To chase that first place, I'm going to say they win 4-0. And Jordan versus Bahrain. Well, Jordan have been very good in this group so far. Bahrain, fine, but I think Jordan will win this. I'll go 2-1. And finally, let's go to Group F. So I'll just quickly fill this in, as it was 2-0 to Saudi Arabia. But Saudi Arabia versus Thailand. Well, Saudi Arabia so far 2 wins out of 2. From what I saw against Kyrgyzstan, they had a number of good chances, which some of them they took. Thailand have surprised me by the fact they've put themselves 4 points from 2 games. So I don't think Saudi Arabia is going to make this too one-sided, as we may not have even seen the best of the Saudis yet. but I'm going to say they'll score another 2 goals, and I'll say 2-0. And Kyrgyzstan versus Oman, this time I am going to say Oman will win. Last time I said 3-0. I'll go 2-0. So there were all my predictions for match day 3. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts below. What game are you looking forward to the most? And until next time, see you in the next video.